It was a little early. If it's gonna go off for the night, it's usually a little bit later. But I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. We've been having lights off a lot. I mean, the whole Ghana, not just Cape Coast or Volta region or Tamale. It doesn't matter. It's been like that, and there's no real explanation. I mean, there's explanations, but I mean, it's Ghana. We're all connected. Who really knows? I was watching my dear sister ES video. I think they're doing another project in northern Ghana, and she was talking about how she was sleeping outside and just the little rituals of living in Ghana and or living in a country that maybe the electricity and power is not as accessible or maybe even not as regulated. And I just loved watching it because, it takes a very spiritually strong person to survive here. Because you can have the physical strength, but if you don't have the spiritual strength, you'll take your physical strength somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It is something deeper that you have to have in order to make it here. But I'll tell you one thing, when you have challenges in your life, I say this a lot because I finally, like I'm getting it in my own life, it's actually good for you. The person that is going to build inside of you, you're going to love that person. You're going to want to be that person when you grow up. Can you imagine that you are your own inspiration? You are your own idol? That's what I could tell you. That's why ES is such a beautifully strong woman. And some will say that I'm strong too. That's what Ghanaians say because they don't feel like they would deal with all this if they believe we have this opportunity in the States that is far more better. But what you lose in lights out and corruption, here you really gain in a peace of mind and dreams really being realized, to be honest. Hey, Bev, I'm glad you're back. You're going to have to do your thing. My day was good, Jack Brent. And hello to Soul Goddess and Beverly, welcome. So I just go with the flow. It's this unusually that it goes off, but do you get used to lights out? Kind of, yeah. I mean, the dishes, I put my flashlight on. Let me turn on the fan just to tap. Hold on one second. I put my flashlight on my phone and was doing the dishes in the dark. So I mean, that's probably you get used to it. I was figuring out how I could mop while the dark is on. I was about to put all my water and stuff that I bought earlier. I cleaned up a bit. Like I still keep it moving, and I mean, so what you can do. And I was thinking about this. So I was thinking about this idea that I told you that I'm running or I'm leading a group of women in a wonderful initiation, if you will, into Queen Afua's Sacred Woman. And the book is titled Sacred Woman. And it's a guide to healing the divine feminine. And it's a beautiful, amazing book. And it's not a book like you just read, like it's a book that you actually do. It's like I don't want to use the word rituals that you go through because after doing the book off and on and doing this way of life off and on for the last 24 years, it's really a deep reminder of who you are as a woman. And so the gateway that we're actually in now, we're in the gateway Sacred Beauty. And it's obviously, I mean, so many of them are your favorites because so many of them really change you. And we stay in each gateway as a group together for 21 days. So we meet 21 days virtually consecutively. Then we take a week off, or if it's 2 weeks in the month, and we take that off. And each Monday of each month, we meet again, and we meet again in a new gateway. It's not just, it's powerful. And I was just thinking so much how Queen Afua always reminds me through her book Sacred Woman that I was supposed to take a nap today, but I designed my dress, and it's not a dress, it's lounge wear. I want people to know, and I want to show y'all because it's so beautiful. I know you don't see every video, but listen, y'all, I'm happy. Be happy with the black woman that's happy. It's kind of hard to see It's the back. Well, it's the whole thing. And I'll show you more in the living room when we get a little more light. And you can go back to the other videos before this, but and so Queen Afua talks about the idea of the vibration that colors have, fabrics, even the way that something allows you to breathe and to move. It's like a lot of our unhappiness has a lot to do with what we wear on our bodies, or maybe the neglect that we sometimes do to ourselves and the rut that we get into. And it may seem like to the individual that gets into a rut or may neglect yourself sometimes at times because there's other things that you believe in is more important. It may seem to you like, oh, you know what, honey, I don't have, nobody's gonna see me. It don't matter what I wear around the house. Nobody gonna see me. It don't matter what I look like when I go outside, even though people clearly gonna see you. Well, I'm just gonna be in my car. And I'm just gonna run in and drop my baby off, and I'm gonna run back in the car. So nobody's gonna see me, but you see you. And you should look at you. Or it would be nice if you could look at you and find that inspiration and that upliftment and that joy from your own beauty. Sacred beauty helps you to become more creative too. I noticed that too. So automatically, it's the same hair you've been had, but somehow you start thinking of all the new styles that you can do. And then you start thinking about all the things that you can add to your hair to make it more beautiful. It's so interesting that I didn't time it this way, but my dress and then my robe tomorrow just comes in my life when I'm in sacred beauty. It's like if you don't believe that there's a higher power, if you don't believe you have spiritual guardians and angels and ascended masters and ancestors, believe it when I tell you that every single gateway that we do as a group, it's like we land perfectly into it. It's like we called it up and it's coming. And it's giving you all these reasons to be beautiful and whatever that means for you. Beauty is an effort. There's no doubt about it. I mean, yes, I woke up this way. I'm sure some people really wake up that way. But maintaining your beauty on a certain level is a spiritual opportunity. Because the physical beauty is a reflection of your spiritual beauty. But it's also a reflection of your hard work. Now, what do I mean when I say hard work? To be a sacred beauty, aka a sacred woman, you have to take time to put the mask on your face. You have to take time to do the bentonite vaginal suppositories. You got to take the time to do the enemas, the castor oil packs. You got to take time to do the kidney liver flushes. You got to take time to put masks in your hair as detoxification and wash your hair and rinse your hair in herbs. You have to take time. You have to take care to want to be beautiful. You have to care about what you look like. But the deepest part is, and when you do all that, besides the fact that you become the altar, but you uplift or lift up everyone and everything, from the insects in the grounds to the animals that crawl on all four, to children, and even to the opposite sex and same one as well. Because the beauty that they're really seeing when it's a sacred beauty is your spirit, your connection to the divine. It is very important. I mean, it brings a lot of peace. Like the dress and the idea of the dress that flows, it allows you to, as above, so below, as within, so without. So as the dress sways, so does the wind. Because your beauty and the elements of your beauty represents also the four elements, or the fifth: air, fire, water, earth, and ether. So the swaying of the dress is like when I told y'all I was sitting in my land, the land that we have up in the village, and I kept hearing this unfamiliar sound and I didn't know what it was. And it was this huge palm tree, but not the one that was standard one. It's very, very tall and it's shaped in a different way. So when the wind was blowing through it, the sound that it made was such an unfamiliar, healing sound. Well, when you sway and your dress flows and the wind blowing through it, that sound also is a healing sound. Today we were in the book and we were actually reading the part about taking air baths. And air baths are when you walk around or you're able to be in your house naked, because a lot of the dis-ease and the ailments that we get is caused by not enough air on the body. And so the clothes you wear can also give you that circulation, that coolness. I was even thinking about, like, I make clothes for menopausal women as well, because, honey, if it ain't cotton, most of us ain't gonna be able to deal with it. Sometimes you don't want everything to be form fitting. You want things to lay away from your body. So it's protection, but it's also allowing airflow and oxygen, that prana, that chi that we talk about. Because you are the altar. So some people will decorate their altars to the nines. I mean, it'd be beautiful, but themselves won't even put on something that is comparable to the altar. We have to take care of ourselves, but the thing is, it's so much fun. But I was talking about the work, right? I was talking about how when Sacred Beauty, of course, it's about movement, so it's about getting exercise every day, taking your sacred baths or showers, different things that you do. And I've been really honest, and I know people like, damn, she talk about exercise one more time, but why not talk about something good over and over again? I didn't realize how sacred exercise, working out, whatever. Some people do it through dance. Some people do it through running or jogging. Some people do it through weightlifting, or aerobics, or calisthenics. When you get your body to a point that it now, think about this saying I always talk about, and it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it's called breaking the habit of being yourself. And so on a spiritual level, you can imagine, if you want to, that it's saying the person that I used to be, that means the places I used to go, the people I used to hang out with, the foods that I used to eat, the places that I used to live, the work that I used to do, I don't do any of that anymore, because I'm a new person. Do you understand that the body you used to have, you no longer have when you break the habit of being yourself? And on a spiritual level, if you put it in theory, it kind of, you can see it, but I finally see it, and just one example of it in the physical form. If you are feeling, oh, that's the lights, low lights, low current, pray, y'all. Pray. Pray the lights don't got that. I'm getting hot too. See, now I'm stressed. No, but anyway, because I'm telling you, it could happen, y'all. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen any minute. Any minute. All right. I hope I can see that. But I was thinking about the idea of transforming of your mind, but as above, so below. Don't forget, as within, so without. So always go back to that one. So, okay, it's back. But we are sometimes life, we neglect ourselves. So we don't exercise, or we don't get physical fitness on a what you call consistent level. We don't stick to it. We start it and don't finish it. We make excuses of why we can't do it. I tell you something, if you don't make excuses about your fitness, what it's showing is a spirit that is strong. I remember during this, like, I vowed to myself that I'm going to work out 5 days a week in my house, so I can't make excuses, but I can't get to the gym, no matter what. And I was saying that maybe me and my man had an argument the night before. We could have had an argument the morning before I got up. I'm still getting up. I remember one night I couldn't really sleep because I wasn't feeling well. I still got up. When I got up in the morning, I still didn't feel well, but I still got up. You are worth no excuses. You only hurting yourself when you make excuses. If you think about it, no one is you're hurting but yourself when you make excuses about why you can't do those things that are good for you. But I know why we don't, because they're hard. It's easier to stay in bed. It's easier to be the same self. And I'm using physical fitness, but I'm talking on a spiritual level. It's easy to be yourself the way you've been. It's way harder to be something else because yourself could say, no, I legitimately didn't feel well. That's why I didn't exercise. To me, if you don't feel well, I promise that I can tell you this. And you exercise, I promise you'll feel better. You'll be so thankful because when you, one thing you want to do, breaking the habit of being yourself, is you want to get out of your own mind. It's your own mind that got you into the sickness. It's your own mind that got you into the life that feels like it's not fulfilling. You created the whole thing. And because your mind is so settled like the body, and then there's things about your body you start not liking, and then you got the body positive movement, or that tells you just love yourself the way you are. You have to love the way you are. But let me explain to you, the way you are is way more than what you can see right now. So if you're accepting yourself less than what you could be, and we're talking about who you truly are as Spirit made you, it is far more greater than what you don't like about yourself. In other words, what you don't like about yourself is not yourself. Because you are supposed to love. Maybe those things that you are not liking about yourself is because you know it is not the self that you came here to be. So when you sit there and say, I'm just going to accept myself, what you're saying is I'm going to accept the lesser self. I'm going to accept the self that's not going to face the challenges. I'm going to accept, instead of saying, I wonder what it would be like, even though I'm moving in a physical direction to better myself, I wonder if that could actually affect other parts of myself, thus my life. And I'm telling you that it does. I was saying that I was saying to the Most High, listen, I keep telling you, Most High, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to try to take a daily nap, at least a few times a week. I mean, we can't go, we got to start somewhere, and we got to be consistent in that somewhere where we start. I said, Most High, I really need to take naps. I know it makes me feel better. And so I did it 2 days in a row. I didn't do it today, but I'm not mad at myself. Hey, 2 days is better than no days. If I can do 3 days in a week, I'm with consistency, wow, my whole body, mind, and spirit is going to change. But I couldn't figure out, I wasn't never, to me, that sleepy that I could fall asleep, even though I probably was, but I knew how to keep myself up. But it wasn't until I started training. It's interesting here, they don't call it exercise or working out, they call it training. You're training, which is already beautiful and changes the whole dynamic and the trajectory of what it could become. It wasn't until I started training hard that I was tired enough to take a nap. So you will ask for something and you're really looking for some logical way that you're going to get there, instead of allowing Spirit to go its direction and take you over here in order for you to go somewhere else. I told you about the endorphins that it gives, the dopamine, but it also gives you this boost of esteem because you're doing something that you thought you couldn't do. And what happens is transformation. Your body starts to transform on a physical level, but not, the physical is never without the spiritual, and the spiritual is never without the mental. So your transformation starts to take place in every way. And one thing leads to another. I was telling the group today, I was like, I was saying, like, I gotta make more money. I gotta bring in more money. I gotta bring more money. And I was saying, Spirit said, well, when you woke up this morning, you had this inkling that you wanted to put shells in your hair. And I was saying that the dollar, the currency of Ghana is called the CD. And it actually comes from the word cedia. And cedia is actually the name of cowrie shells. We say cowrie shells, they say cedia. Because this is what was the currency. They used the cedia, aka the cowrie shell, as an exchange for money. So I said, I need more money. Spirit said, well, open the drawer. I said, oh my God, maybe I'll put the shells in my hair. And I got exactly this one. I had 8 to represent abundance, business, but I got 9 to represent now completion. So I'm actually wearing money. I'm actually wearing the CD. because what I need is more CDs, and Spirit gave it to me. And how that will manifest, because in our custom, everything has value. Everything means something. Our beauty is connected to, and this is an African culture, your beauty is connected to something spiritual, or it's almost like a ritualistic asking. I mean, sometimes your hairstyles could say to people that just by wearing your hair a certain way, if you're married, if you are divorced, if you are a widow, that fashion and clothing, it all means something. With the Muslim women, it's the way they wear their shawl and which side says if they're married or because you have to know if the person's available. I mean, everything has extreme meaning. So you start to realize that, wow, fast fashion, or fashion for nothing, or fashion that is not breathable, fashion that gives you yeast infections, fashion that doesn't allow for a flow. It's detrimental to your health. And I feel like the working out part, though, so let's go on a purely, maybe it's not physical level, maybe it's definitely not superficial. This is what I don't want us to think anymore. My dress with the back low was inspired by how stronger I feel. My back actually feels stronger. So I gotta do something. I got an appointment. Not an appointment. I gotta get off soon. But my back being stronger, I want to show my back more. I want to do something on my back, a strong back, and my arms. Like, I want to do something that designs that will accentuate my arms, because I'm really proud of what I've been doing, and what beauty it leads to. I want to encourage you tonight to go that extra mile in your beauty. You're not trying to compete, or you're not falling for beauty trends. You're not trying to be something that you're not. I want you to be the greatest self that you could be. Do you know you never really ever have to watch? I'm just saying, if you, of course, you watch these things to learn how to do that certain exercise and do them correctly, but you'll never have to look at anybody else and wish you had their body. Because the body that you're seeing, that great fit body, those women that work out, you have your own great fit body, but you have not allowed yourself to see that truest potential. When you see how fine and beautiful that you are meant to be. Queen Afua talks a lot about premature aging. That's from lack of eating the right foods, or getting the right nutrients, or doing the right movement. That we're supposed to stay youthful. I didn't say young. Youthful for the rest of our lives. So the idea and the power in movement of the clothes, of the body, of your mind, it changes who and what you are. But it changes you into your true divine self. You wasn't made to be broken down, out of shape, feeling sluggish. We were made to be vibrant and to live a long and beautiful life. And I just wanted to share that with you today. So I'm going to clean up this kitchen, and I got to make me a little meal. And I just love the time my man goes and trains. He plays basketball. He's training. We've been so happy because he gets to do his basketball training. And he's a coach out there too. And I get to be the lady of the house and do my woman stuff and clean my house and make the food and think about new designs that I want to do. So everything has vibration. The colors actually can make you feel what you put on worse or better. Or you can use certain colors to move towards a task or to move out of somebody's life if you have to. You're here, everything. You should look in that mirror and enjoy seeing you. You should think you are so beautiful. You should notice your beautiful glow. You should notice your creativity. It's powerful. And I can see how more money will come. I don't have to do anything but what I love. I got that message tonight. It says, if you see what you created and you see how much you love it, just keep doing that. And every time you change, then when you start seeing your creativity wane, And usually creativity is it's like non-existence. You're like, what is going on? It is because there's an opportunity. You have created all you could from the old self. So you have to do something different in order to get different and new ideas, because they're all inside of you. And I noticed that too. Spirit said, all you got to do is do this. All you got to do is do the things that make you feel amazing. You are worth no excuses. You are worth challenging yourself. You are worth getting through the difficulties, because they really mentally, physically, and spiritually make you stronger. And as much as we, I see it positively, like we're moving towards this idea of the softer life. Let's stop doing this teeter thing. It's all about we so much in our divine masculine. Then people say, oh, we're so much in our divine masculine, so let me go all the way to our divine feminine. And now we're too much in our divine feminine. You are both. You are all. I can lift weights and wear a dress, because it's all of me. You are more beautiful. Your body is more stronger. Your body is more toned. I'm incantating. I'm speaking words over you. There's no excuse tomorrow why you're not going to get up and put an effort and spend time working on you and the precious body. The only one you got, your truest home, is your body. Because if without that, where you really going to live? I push it. And I will not stop. Because we have to be healthy. Food is just one component. We have to move our bodies, and then we adorn the beauty and the beautiful bodies that we have. It's a gift to have one, and it's a gift to be in the living, and it's a gift to be on the earth. And we don't want to just waste it. So tomorrow's my 5th day. It don't matter what. Do you think that every day that I get up, do you think I want to actually work out? I mean, honestly, I'm saying, you see, and that's a twofold question, because the answer is absolutely, you better believe it. I don't want to miss a day because I had a stomach ache. The stomach ache gonna go away if I do the exercise. I don't want to miss a day because I had a bad conversation, or I had bad news last night. If the bad news don't tell you that you got to get up and leave your house immediately and tend to it, then you should get up and do your workout. If you lost your job that morning, you should get up and do your workout, because it is the workout that's moving you out of what you no longer want and into something greater. You are the altar. And if your altar can be as beautiful, you change the water, you got pretty colors on it, you got all the instruments and all the other things, why wouldn't you do that for your own self? But it's more than just physical. Although physical is a beautiful reality, we all want to be in the physical. That's why we're here. We wanted to be here. So if you accept yourself as you are, I understand that making you feel better. But who are you? What you think you are, who you think you are, who you become, is not your true self. Who you are is, woo, child. So I love to see y'all move into the woo child portion of our lives. Premature aging. When you take care of yourself in that way and you dedicate, especially when it's hard, you start to notice like you don't look the same. You don't feel the same. It's something like waking up to a new person every day. Sometimes we get bored with our lives because we're bored with ourselves. And you wake up to a new person every day. Whew, child, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And it's spiritual. It's not vanity, although it's okay if it was. So I promise, because I'm going to show you this dress every day, but the lighting now is evening. It's the lounge. It's a lounge gown. It's a lounge gown. I cannot wait until I'm looking forward to the robe tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the robe tomorrow. And then I have, like I said, I have another green fabric. And I don't know what I want to make, but I don't want to rush it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I say, well, I'll do another one in this color, but I tend not to do the same thing twice because we are filled with creative ideas. And none of them really have to be repeated. They say there's nothing new under the sun, but it's new to you. So keep going. Pep talk. Pep talk. Thank you. Hello, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, you from the Netherlands. You look pretty. Thank you so much and welcome. Hey, okay, okay. Beverly's working. You look so beautiful. Thank you, Jack. Shanika says, hey, hey. Shanika says, Shay, I can't tell you how many times God has me that I have a guardian angels. I've met so many people that I needed to meet this year. I met people I've been following for years. That's right. There you go, open it up for you. Next, have to meet you in person, without a doubt. Sorry, I saw something. I'm going through a spiritual initiation right now, and it's changed my life so much. I would love to meet you, and I thank you, and I thank the divine for working through you in your initiation, and it will go very, very well. It will go very. It's going very well. Thank you. Thank you. So say thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna get on the phone and call my girl for a second. Then I'm gonna get back to. No, wait. I gotta do something. I gotta do one thing, and then I'm going to call my girl, and then we're gonna chill. And life is good. No, really, it's great. I'll see y'all the next one. I love you, ladies, and the gentlemen that watch. Have a beautiful, wonderful evening or night. Peace and love and blessings.